the end of 2014, there are no UK combat troops in Afghanistan. I'm worried by the idea that you look province by province at the conditions. That's what we've been doing for the last 9 years, and that, to be honest, is why we're still there, because the conditions are never going to be right.
Doug, can a red line be drawn in that sort of a way?
Well, I don't think that it can, actually, and I respect Rory an awful lot, but the north of the country is very different from what's going on in the south of the country. You cannot just see this as a whole and draw a line. We need to do this properly. We need to do this in a measured way. 2015 is that line in the sand where we take out combat troops, but we will be in there long after that date, helping to facilitate the police and the army and the political process. So yes, there's a line. That line is 2015, but each district, each province has to be looked at as in separation.
Rory Stewart, what happens in your book if we do draw that red line, come out relatively quickly? What is left behind?
I think what you're left with is a unstable, fragile, poor country. Afghanistan is a very poor country. And I think at that point the United Nations, because it would probably be the United Nations, would be engaged in trying to do what it can to decrease the likelihood of a civil war and increase the likelihood of a political settlement. Now, I agree, of course, with Mr. Beattie that if you can stick to that red line of 2014, of course you can go province by province and make the right decisions. But what I think would be very sad is to trick ourselves into staying there longer than we need to, because I'm afraid that conditions are unlikely to be quite what we expect.
You know, you cannot withdraw that many men logistically in 18 months. This is a huge operation to withdraw them, and to withdraw them in good order. And we really need to go through the process of transition in each district, in each province, so that the Afghans have the best chance possible of taking over security. So we just need to be measured in what we're doing here.
Yes, of course we should be measured, but we should be in no doubt of where we're going. And the problem has been for the last 9 years is that it's very, very tempting to say at the last moment, we're not quite ready, just give us another couple of years, just give us some more troops here. So we need to be very, very firm about this, which is that we have to get to a situation where by the end of 2014 there is not a single British combat soldier on the ground in Afghanistan, regardless.
There will be men leaving their barracks even as we speak. On the ground in Afghanistan, British troops. Why should a single one of them want to risk their lives in the face of the reality that we're having this conversation and others are having conversations with the very people that they're trying to fight?
We are making tremendous progress in the south of the country, and far too many people seem to focus on the negatives and they don't focus on what we're achieving. Soldiers will go there, they will go out on patrol today as they will tomorrow and the next day, because they know that we have a target which has been set for us to make sure that the Afghan security forces are ready to take on control of that country, and that we can make the country better for the Afghan people. So that's not going to change. We have a job to do, and we'll carry on and do it.
Rory Stewart, let me put the same question to you. Why should a soldier risk another drop of blood, given that we have effectively thrown in the towel on Afghanistan?
The only answer that you can give is that we need to make sure that every single operation we do from now onwards has only one objective, which is increasing the likelihood of a political settlement. Operations which don't achieve that aim should not be undertaken.
But it's very difficult to be saying to families who have men and women in the field, we may be talking to the opposition, if you like, it's worth your daughter or son dying.
John, it's very, very difficult, and this, I'm afraid, is one of the reasons why politicians may, and this I think has been true in the United States, have been stuck in Afghanistan longer than they really wanted to, because they found it so difficult to have that conversation. But we must have that conversation. If we're not prepared to be honest about the fact that we have not achieved what we set out to achieve 9 years ago, if we're not honest about the fact that the only answer now is a political negotiation with the Taliban, we're sacrificing people's lives for a lie.
Yeah, John, we're not naive. I know for a fact that we've been talking to the Taliban at the local level in Helmand since 2007. I know that because I've been part of it. So that goes on. Soldiers know what they have to do. They know this is all about a political settlement, and that's what we need, an accommodation, so that come 2014, when we begin the transition, 2015, when combat troops withdraw, then those who are left, the British troops, the American troops who are left behind, can help maintain security there by mentoring and giving logistical support to the Afghans.
Captain Doug Beattie, formerly of the Royal Irish Regiment, and Rory Stewart MP.